Well, I've been quite busy on this thing. I've scoured the body with this Brillo pad type thing. It's called Scotch-Brite. I've used cleaner on it, and it's looking pretty good. I blew out all the dirt with a blowgun outside so the stuff wouldn't come all over my shop. I'll go ahead and clean this up a little bit. It's got a little nastiness to it. I get an aggressive enough brush here. Oh, that's a wire brush. Don't want to use that. Now, standard scrub brush. Here we go. Standard scrub brush. And it's got dirt all over it. Knock that dirt out. So much crud falling out of this brush, but that's what the workbench is for. Catch the crud and clean it all up. This is the way we scrub our bellows, scrub our bellows, scrub our bellows. The truth is that I had the camera on, but I guess it wasn't in the record position for a while. So I'm not even sure what exactly was missed in what I wanted you to see or what I discussed, but that's why I'm thinking there's got to be a camera out there that looks a little bit like my cell phone, and it's just a little bit easier to operate because cell phones got these tiny little buttons on it, and it'd be nice if, you know, the words came across the screen that said recording. If anybody can recommend, you know, I had a GoPro Hero 4 and I sold it. You know, I bought it on eBay and I sold it back on eBay because it wasn't working for me. I said I really like having my picture or myself in frame on this screen up here. So if they made something that was specifically designed for being a video recording like this phone is doing, but with more obvious traits that says it's designed for recording videos. I said this one's let me down a couple of times, even though it is a Galaxy S24. I say the buttons are so small on it, and I had the remote with it, and if I hit the remote, it would stop the recording. Wouldn't pause it, it would stop it, so I still have to reach back up to start it again. I wanted something that would work with the remote. I could pause it, start it, pause it, start it, but it wouldn't work that way. In fact, I don't know where it is, but all right. Well, I've scrubbed this down. The bellows is looking pretty good. You know, I ain't gonna scrub the inside out. And if I ran through a dishwasher, it might make a difference, but there's the law of diminishing returns. That means at some point, what you're putting into it, you're not going to get back out of it. So you want to put into it what you know you're going to get back out plus. Okay, well, I'm going to go to the sink and rinse this off. So you really have to be astute when using this cell phone as a camera. And, you know, I said, well, let me check to see, make sure I'm not running this video too long. And I leaned up and it said 3 seconds. You mean I haven't been recording? That's why it would help if it just, you know, said recording, or if it had a bigger light on it that let you know it was recording. Okay, well, I need to put the roller spring back in. I don't know why I'm calling it a roller spring. The belt protector guard. This is the spring that holds that in. Let me run this over to the wire brush and put a little buff on it. I think I'll start out with the coarse wire brush because it, I don't know, that just looks like gook on there. Well, let me try maybe scraping it first. Get a utility knife. And see if I can't just peel some of this stuff off. Yeah, it's definitely coming off, some of it. You know, it's probably, I don't want to guess what it is, but yeah, I think it's time for the wire brush now that I scraped off some of the heavier. I'm going to use the aggressive wire wheel. Move over to the smoother side now. I should say the less aggressive wheel. Well, it's definitely an improvement, but it's certainly not attractive. Oh, I need to do the other end. I did one end, but the one underneath my fingers, I didn't see. So. So this part ain't too prissy. Not prissy. This part ain't too pretty, but it's structurally sound. You know, there's some definitely pitting. Well, we're just going to let it go. I say we're trying to only restore this to a certain degree. We're not trying to get ready for Sotheby's or something. Now, will this go in assembled with that in it? I know I brought it out in 2 pieces. I think it will. I think it might. Okay, if I hook that up under there first, and then, okay, there it goes. I think, yeah, no. Janky alert. I got the principle down, but it just didn't seem to be snapping into place. And now it does. There we go. There we go. Snap. Snap. Okay. That's as good as that's going to get. Well, I could maybe hit it with a little bit of sandpaper. Better. That's better. Okay. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab the roller that I painted and let's reassemble it. Ideally, I would have liked to have left it alone for an hour or so for the paint to bake a little more, but I don't like having too many projects around that they're in mid-completion, so the sooner I can get this done, the better off. Look at that. Missed the spot. Let it go. All right, we have our roller brushes over here. They come in 2 lengths. And it's obvious where they go. Now this is only supposed to go in from one particular direction, I think. Yeah, because they're both notched to allow for the brushes. But we know this groove in here has to line up with that groove. And this is keyed to slide in a particular slot on the body over here. So this goes in this side. Oh, that's an assembled roller. Feels a little gooey. And it's just, I'm sure it'll free up once it's been spinning. All right, well, I don't want to put that in place just yet. It can be like the last thing that happens. I'll let it sit over here on this workbench. We didn't clean up the belt guard or the belt access, so let's do that. All right, get some cinch. Get my Scotch-Brite. Yeah, this gets a lot of those black scuff marks off a lot of times. Those black scuffs are just caused maybe by varnish or stain from furniture. You know, as the vacuum cleaner has been run underneath, you know, your couch or your chair, and get that dark scuff on there. I think maybe I'll put a sign on my my tripod over there, my camera mount, that says, "Is it on?" Because I'm disappointed. I think it was about 15 minutes. I thought it was recording, and it wasn't. Now, do I have a clue? Now, I'm going to hit the pause button on you for a moment and look at the counter. All right, I was unaware. The counter on my cell phone will be in clear. You'll still see the numbers up there, but right now they're in a red block and counting. And when I reach over and hit the pause button, it turns to clear. I've never noticed that before. So that's going to help, because basically that means recording, you're recording. So stick that up in there, that if I don't see the red numbers, I'm not recording. All right, all right, all right. It's definitely got its share of gouges from years of being run into the furniture. But that's patina. That's not the girl that lives down the street. Patina just means the marks, the age, the discoloration that it's achieved or acquired, received from years of being in use. Like if you had a 1964 Mustang and it rolled off the factory floor and you locked it in an airtight vault for the last 60 years, it really wouldn't have any patina on it. But if it's been out on the road, even though well taken care of, it's still going to have signs of being in service. Maybe a little fade of the paint job, a little thinning of the interior fabric, you know, that's patina. A little patina goes a long way. You don't want too much of it, but there's nothing to be ashamed by having some. I always tell people, a little bit patina keeps your friends and family from saying, "Hey, that's nice. Is that a reproduction?" Now, when they see the patina, they say, "Oh yeah, that thing's mellowed with age." You still see it looks good. That's not a reproduction. There's some things that'll never reproduce, but a lot of people that ask that question don't know that. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if somebody, if this vacuum had been locked away for the last 50 years in a closet, never used because they bought it and decided they didn't like it, that wouldn't have any patina on it. And then, you know, if somebody like me bought it and resold it, somebody would say, "Oh, that's a reproduction. Look at the condition it's in." No. Now, the one I had before this was less patina on it. Not a whole lot less, but other than the missing bumper, and I am going to look into that. See if I can't find a replacement bumper. So, I guess we're about got this done here. I mean, other than just, you know, plopping a couple things back together. I got to find a paper bag for it. So I like sending them out with a bag. I usually put a Hoover, I think it's a Type C bag in here. And I think technically it's the wrong bag, but it works. You know, I think it's just a little bit oversized, but they can, the new owner can hunt down the what is original for it. Let's see if I can get a little more of this black stuff off this handlebar lever pedal. And I think that's about it. It got a little more off, not a whole lot more. Because I think it's a little pedal. And I guess from years of people stepping on it with their shoes, was, you know, if you got cinders ground into your footwear and you're pressing on this, it's going to start grinding into this thing. All right, well, let me go see if I have a Type C bag to put in here. I know I said earlier that I might just be leaving this like that, but I thought of something to repair it. I said the wrong way would be just to slap some duct tape on it, but I think if I get a piece of cloth and spray it with contact cement, I can just line it in there and it'll help bring that back to a better condition that it's in now. But before I do that, let's go ahead and put this bottom plate back on the motor, the motor cover. Get my little blue towel here. Run my fingernail up and down some of these grooves. I said, this can be fun, it can be interesting, but no matter what you're doing, most of us like to think we have a partner. So I wouldn't mind a little company, a little, you know, cheerleading section once in a while to egg me on to complete the task or to do the task with an exceptional fashion. I am getting some dirt out of those grooves by using my fingernail and this previously treated blue towel that has still permeated with that cinch cleaner in it. It's not easy being your own cheerleader. I suppose some people are capable. I don't think too many of us are, though, being our own cheerleader. I do, you know, at times when the job is done, like to, you know, stand back and admire it. But it's nice if somebody else admire it, too. And I guess that's the part of the reason of going on YouTube, is to find cheerleaders. People to encourage you with the like button or the subscribe button. So if you would please go ahead and hit the subscribe like button. Give me a little bit of encouragement. I went and found some paper bags. Took me a while. I think I searched for a good part of 10 minutes. I found my box of vacuum cleaner bags. They're paper bags, so they'll go inside here, but I'm going to have to be creative with the paper bag I found because it is not designed to go in this one, but I think I can revamp it, retool it so that it will work in this one. Alrighty, You know, we took 2 screws off of this thing. Put the 2 screws back then. You ever see any of those posts where people will put their picture up? I guess it's on Facebook, or is it Twitter? I don't do Twitter, and well, I guess it's not Twitter, it's X. I never got into Twitter. I mean, I signed up, you know, maybe once or twice I posted something, but I never stayed with it. But anyway, what I was asking was, have you ever... Oh, I think I put this on wrong. There seems to be a hook. The back end goes under first. But some people would post their picture and they'd say, roast me. So it's like, you know, go ahead and jeer at me, make fun of me, criticize me. I mean, are the end results, after it's all said and done, are they really like, oh, that was cool the way they roasted me? Or do they have regrets saying, man, I didn't know people could be that cruel, you know? I guess they figure if you ask for it, it won't feel as bad as if it came unsolicited, but I'm not looking to get roasted. I'm my own roaster. I know what I fail at. I know what I need to improve at. I know I'm, even my looks, I'm not vain. Of course, you look and you probably think he's got no reason to be vain. But hey, I mean, I've seen people that, quote, aren't as attractive as me, but then there are a lot that are more attractive. But when it's all said and done, and you go to meet your maker, he's not going to say, well done, you are very attractive while you walk the earth. No, he's going to know whether you loved your brother as yourself, you know, whether you were able to minister to the poor and the downtrodden in some way. Not whether or not you could just give him a smile and raise an eyebrow and a thumbs up. All right, well, the bottom plate has been put back on. Like I said, I want to get a piece of cloth and lay it in here to make a bandage. And it'd be on the inside, which is nice because you won't be able to see it. So I got to find the cloth of the right consistency. Like a towel would be too porous. So I need something more like a thick sheet, I guess. So let me look into that, see if I can come up with a piece of material. And like I said, I just discovered that when I see the counter is in red, I am recording. So thank God that I caught on to that. Like I said, I'm new at, I guess you call this vlogging. It's been just over a year that I started to put stuff on YouTube with the intent of hopefully getting some people interested in following my vlog. Now, I have put things up that go back as far as 10 years, but it wasn't so much it was for the, you know, trying to reach a certain audience. It was just seemed like, oh, what's it like to put something up there on YouTube and go, be able to go and watch it, or tell your mom, hey, watch this, it's on YouTube. So I maybe have a handful of videos prior to the year ago that I started with the intent of being consistent and reaching an audience. So if you want to check out my oldest videos, you might find them entertaining. You might get 1 minute in and say, no, thank you. But they're out there, so you just scroll to the bottom of my list. I'm going to have to add up to see the... get a number of my total videos that are out there on YouTube right now. Maybe I'll do that tonight. So right now, let me go find that piece of material to bandage up. And here's over here on my shelf of solutions. is what I intend on using. I'll spray this, it's contact cement. That means you put it on both sides, and when it starts to get just a little bit dry, you put the two sides together and they bond together. So let me go look into finding the proper material. Okay, after looking around, I think I found well, I know I found what I'm going to use. I think it's going to be proper to use as a patch for this bag here. I'll clean the inside of this, spray it with the contact cement, spray my patch with the contact cement, and then lay it in there. So I'm going to need to cut this to size because right now it's too big. Now I'm going to clamp this bag down to the table to position the two side pieces together so they line up as much as possible. Going to swab it down with some something like mineral spirits or ether, something that'll degrease it and de-dust it. You don't want to use water because that'll affect the gluing. So let me get a pair of clamps here. Clamp it to the table nice and square. All right, well, start there. There's a metal band inside here, so straighten it out a little bit. It'll curve back in place again when I wrap it around that bellows. Get my, I hear brake cleaner. I'm going to use some brake cleaner to de-dust it and degrease it. Need to get a clean towel so as to make sure I'm not putting as many contaminants on it as I'm trying to remove. Gotta be quick. Brake cleaner likes to dry fast. Yeah, well, I think I did a good job. You didn't think brake cleaner was for anything more than cleaning brakes? Did a great job on, I think, prepping this surface. Now the glue is sure to adhere even better than before. So I've got one corner clamped down. Let me clamp down the other corner. Start to position it what I think is going to be its ultimate resting place. Okay. Straighten out the metal band inside a little more. Okay. All right, well, let's cut a patch to fit this with a pair of scissors. I moved some stuff around. Where's my scissors? I can step into the showroom and grab a pair of scissors. Rather than waste any time looking around, when I said I might move that scaffolding, I think that's one of the things that was sitting on it was scissors. I believe this was, is this a hanky or a placemat? Hand cross stitch, hand crochet lace, 100% cotton. That's what the tag says. Yeah, I guess I could leave that on there. Have that facing up. Pull this sticker off of it. Say, the necessity, mother is the necessity of invention, huh? Well, let's cut it larger than what we know we need first. Then we can cut it down to size it if we. I don't want to get cocky or anything, but I think I'm on to something here. I need one more clamp though. See if my smallest clamp, because I'm already working. Oh, here's the smallest one. What's it doing way over there between the two larger ones? Hold down this metal band. Okay, now I don't want to get glue all over my clamps. So maybe some tape. Haste makes waste, you know, if I just not careful, then I'll have clamps covered with glue, and every time I look at them, need them, I'll say, oh man, what a sloppy job I did. And where is my tape dispenser? Yeah. I have two tape dispensers. I was getting, oh, there it is. It's on the footstool or the step stool. I was getting ready to hang this up on the board over there after I moved the scaffolding. I haven't done it yet, but just a little protect the clamps so they don't look like garbage the rest of their life, because that glue is just about impossible to get off. I mean, if you take lacquer thinner, I guess, you know, that's, but who wants to do all that? It's a lot easier to do this right now than to try and de-glue, clean up the clamps later. All right. Well, while I'm at it, may as well wipe the bag out on the upper half. I should have blowed it out first, but oh well. Okay. Okay, let me trim down this patch a little bit. I hear candidate Trump is coming to Pittsburgh. That'll be his last stop before the election. So election's on Tuesday. He's going to be in Pittsburgh on Monday. Between a rock and a hard place, right where I want to spray the glue looks like a good part of the clamp. The patch is going to be where the clamp is kind of sort of in the way. All right. Oh, I didn't test fit my patch again. Yeah, I guess right about there. I can trim some off the top, maybe make it a little bit straighter. Well, why don't we run it into the office? I have a paper shear. I can put some nice straight edges on this so it doesn't look like it was cut with a machete. I use a paper shear. It's a permanent fixture here. I use it when I'm shipping things out, printing labels for shipping on eBay. There we go, like I said, nice and straight there. And the little, I guess that's a Christmas tree, kind of looks like a signet patch there. Okay, so I'll lay the patch down and maybe take a magic marker. I got a very fine tip one. It actually operates like a ballpoint pen. It has a clicker on it. And I used it twice. Now that I'm saying I need it now, where is it? Oh, here it is. It's in this little coffee can. So this will give me the, trace the patch. It'll give me the target then for the glue. So I don't overdo it or underdo it. And it's not leaving any mark. And I may switch to a broader tip marker. I think this was in the out position, but it's only been a couple of hours. You'd think it would, quote, not be dried out. How about a pen? No such luck. I hate spending a lot of time when it should be something simple like wham bam. So let's use this marker is about guaranteed to work. So I'll just pull the patch back a hair, and then I'll outline it that side. Pull it down a hair, outline that side, so I know when I put the patch on to cover up those lines. All right, shake it up. This glue is like spray paint. Got a rattle can, so mixing it up good. Now the patch, I don't want to, when I get the overspray, I don't want it going all over every other surface, so I'll lay it on a piece of cardboard and spray its backside. Okay, here we go. All right. Now that being that patch is actually a fabric, I'll probably go ahead and put a second coat on it because a lot of it is just getting absorbed down into the fabric. So let me give that a minute or two. I'm going to go look something up on the computer. I'll be back. All right, the patch is installed. I think that was somewhat successful. It's better than leaving it as it was. Not quite as good as buying a new bag for it, but I just got online with the computer and I was seeing about, can I find a bumper for it? Well, I didn't see one for that. They do have bumpers for a Hoover on eBay, but they start at like $14 and go up, then they'd be the wrong one. So either I make one or we just deal without having one. Now this has got to go, it goes like that. And we know the clamp goes in the back. Yeah, it's an improvement. It's not the end all to beat all, but I'm glad I took that route. I think I will disclose when I listed on eBay, bag has had a repair. So nobody can say, well, I didn't know it was like that on the inside. Isn't that how? But they should get, a lot of years of service out of it, just like this. All right, well, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go to YouTube and look at a couple melting videos. I've been working on melting. I melted silver. Now I'm ready to melt some copper and brass. So I want to learn what it is I don't know about melting in copper and brass. I have a lot of copper pipe, especially fittings that have been soldered together. So what happens if you throw that fitting soldered together? There's lead in there. Is the lead going to mix with the copper, or will the lead find its own level? So when I go to pour the copper, I really want pure copper. So I'm not sure how you get pure copper when you're throwing things in with lead. So maybe I can't put things with lead solder on it. Now I'll just have to cut it before and after the solder joints to keep the lead out, get the lead out. We'll keep the lead out. So let me see what some of the professional melters on YouTube say about that. So, hey, thanks for staying with me and watching this video on tuning up this vacuum cleaner. So maybe I'll get back and have another minute or two to add to this video. Right now, we're looking at 47 minutes into this video. I'm going to try and keep them all under an hour. Like I said, I did find out it's been a help. Now I know that the counter is in red when I'm actually recording, so I can see it from all the way back here. Oh, yes, we're recording because the counter is in red. I didn't know that until just a little while ago, because I was saying it would have been helpful if they had the words record across the screen or something like that, but this is going to work. So see you later, guys. Hey everybody, it's done. The Hoover Junior. These vacuum cleaners are called Hoover Juniors. Just found that out. Should have found that out a little sooner. So Hoover Junior, and let me get you a close-up on it. Gotta love that, what is it, avocado green. This is what was popular in the 70s, avocado and almond. We got the combo here, avocado and almond. This is a fine looking machine. Like I said from the beginning though, I'm missing the bumper that would have wrapped around here, come all the way around front and down the other side. But I looked on the internet briefly. I did not see anything available. In fact, one place that said it was listing parts for Hoovers and this model, most of the stuff they said for this model was not available. Whether it be brushes or roller, who knows. I said, well, okay, well, it is what it is. We have our collectible Hoover here. It's got patina, but it's still a cutie. Now, let me show you that roller. I finished it, put it up inside there. Looks pretty good from here. Whoop. Again, it was the Hoover 1348, known as the Hoover Junior. There's your little belt protector. My freshly wire brushed and repainted roller looks pretty darn good in there. My biggest issue was with the age of the bag, I couldn't get it the last snap to close up. I made several efforts, but I'm not going to keep wrestling with this thing. All right, well, let's take it for a test spin. All right, release the handle and hit the power switch. Nice rumble. The beater bar is doing its job. Well, that's it. It's complete, and I'll be putting it on eBay. Well, thanks for staying with me through these videos. Appreciate a like and a subscribe, and a nice comment would be a plus also. Thanks, everybody. This is Secondhand Dan signing off.